This is just why I would never own a boarding facility. I've seen way too many people who are like this plaintiff, and yeah, this is why I would never own a boarding facility. Hey bitch, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is actually a highly requested video by you guys, and this is honestly something I've been wanting to do for a while. A couple of you guys caught on that I absolutely love Judge Judy, that I'm subscribed to her on my channel. I love her videos, I watch her all the time, and a lot of you guys have been asking me lately in my Raleigh Reacts email to do a video reacting to Judge Judy horse cases as an equestrian and just give my thoughts.
She only leased the horse.
Oh my gosh.
This is just gonna be super fun to give an equestrian opinion on a legal case. I'm not a lawyer, I'm not an attorney, not a judge.
Judgment's on the counterclaim for $1,400. We're done. Thank you.
Today's video is sponsored once again by my all-time favorite company, Established Titles. You guys know I've been working with them a lot and they are literally amazing. They're one of my favorite companies. Established Titles allows you to become a lord or lady by you purchasing a plot of land in Scotland. In my last video, I talked about how my dog Rain became Lady Rain. That's her real name now. She is actually a lady. Well, I just got my new established title in the mail today. It is for Lord Link. I'm gonna hang this up in my barn. Link is now a lord, officially. If you guys are unfamiliar, Established Titles is a lordship and ladyship title pack. All of their title packs are based on historic Scottish land ownership, where landowners have been long referred to as lairds and lords. All of these purchases are for a personal, dedicated, souvenir plot of land. You may choose the title yourself with the title of a lord, laird, or lady. As we discussed in the last one, the reason I love this company so much is because the overall reason behind Established Titles is actually land preservation. Every lordship and ladyship title pack contributes to the preservation and protection of woodland areas in Scotland, as the intended is for the land to be kept in its natural state. Another thing you can get on their website are also couples titles packs, just thought I'd throw that in there in case, you know, you're in a fun relationship. Aren't we all? Some super exciting news is that you guys can actually purchase your plot of land right next to mine. All you have to do is click my personal custom link in the description and we can preserve those woodlands together. So once again, guys, definitely click my personal link to get your discount and get your ladyship or lordship packages. Thank you so much for supporting them. Thank you so much again to Established Titles for supporting me in this video, but let's get into it.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I think all I'm gonna type on YouTube is just Judge Judy horse. Okay. Horse held for ransom.
Ms. Tickle, you boarded a horse at the defendant's facility and you claimed the horse was injured while at that facility.
Yes, Your Honor.
And in addition, that when you tried to get the horse from the facility, the defendant sort of held the horse ransom because she claimed that you owed her money.
Yes.
And I read her answer, and her answer is clear. She said that the horse was in fact injured at her facility, correct?
Yes.
And that she immediately called your vet. Correct?
Yes.
And that your vet said that in order for your vet to come out to look at the horse, she would have to pay a past due bill of yours in addition to that visit that the vet would make. So what's the name of your vet?
It's one of my vets. It's Dr.
The vet that you called?
Dr. Purdue, who's the person she indicated on the boarding agreement as her vet of record.
Fine. On what date was the horse injured?
September 7th.
Okay. Now, on September 7th, did you owe Dr. Purdue money? That's very easy. I can make a call.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much money did you owe Dr. Purdue?
$280.
How long did you owe Dr. Purdue the $280?
It was 6 months or so, 9 months.
Why didn't you pay the doctor their bill?
I had sold my house and had moved.
Oh no, I know so many shady fucking horse people just like this woman. Anybody who owes their vet money is just a shady person, because usually vets will let people pay them off over time if they're in financial hardships. There's no way that you couldn't have paid your vet $280 over a period of 6 to 9 months. That's literally less than $50 a month that she could have just paid her vet. That just means that she didn't want to pay her vet and she probably didn't give a fuck about the horse. And a lot of owners do this shit. A lot of owners will do this, and it really screws over a ton of barn owners.
Well,
And-
okay, you didn't pay the bill. Okay, so
Right.
she's absolutely correct. Called the doctor said she owes me money. I'm not coming out to see this horse unless you pay what she owes me plus the visit,
Which was $900, not $250.
not $280.
Not $280, it was $900, that's what they told me. And it was a year in arrears.
Now, on September 7th, did Miss Tickle owe you any money for boarding the horse?
Yes, she had not paid September's board, which was due on the 1st.
Did she pay August's bill?
She did, but I think it was late.
But she paid August's bill, so by September 7th, she really wasn't that much delayed.
Not too late, no. But
No.
she had disappeared and the horse was supposed to be picked up on September 1st and I hadn't heard from her and couldn't reach her.
Just a second. When you say the horse was supposed to be picked up, what does that mean?
She advised me sometime in July that the horse was going to be picked up on September 1st. But I never heard from her, she never showed up, nothing happened, she never called, text, nothing, zero. I thought the horse had been abandoned.
Okay, now, on September 1st, had you made an arrangement, because I read your complaint, to transfer the horse to another facility that was closer? That's what you say, so be careful your answer.
Right. The date, though, is incorrect. It was an oral statement that
I don't care if it's oral or not. Did you tell her that you were going to be picking up the horse on September 1st because, according to you, you were looking for another facility that was much closer to me? Because you told her
But
that.
not on, I said I need to find the right facility. My horse has known allergies, which she gets hives, Your Honor, that are all over her body, and it's a health problem.
First of all, tons of horses get hives, but what does that have to do with telling somebody that you're moving your horse when you end up not moving your horse? I totally believe the barn owner, and I actually completely believe the barn owner that she owes $900 and not $280, because it doesn't make sense that somebody who takes on the expense of owning a horse would not pay a vet $280. That's just insane. I mean, that's literally a fraction of what you spend on your horse every month anyway. She's totally beating around the bush right here, meaning that she definitely did tell this lady that she was going to have the horse removed by the 1st, probably because she was consistently flaking on board or paying late, and they probably gave her a 30-day notice to get the horse and leave because they assumed that she wasn't going to pay board for the horse anymore. I mean, I definitely believe the barn owner, especially because I know so many people who are like this.
The hives break open. She's not able to lay down. They get
So why
infected.
didn't you pay your vet?
I paid my vet when I got the bill. There was
you
a problem
didn't.
with my getting mail to my new address, so
When did you move?
I moved in August, put everything in storage. In September, I moved into...
Well, this bill was due in December,
Right,
according
this
to
was
you.
in
So you would have
December.
gotten it January, February, March, April, May. You would have gotten the bill.
Right, Your Honor,
Okay.
usually I was present when the vet would come out. This is the first time a vet has ever seen my horse. I've owned her 10 years without me being present.
Ms.
I
Tickle,
have hundred-
let's go. How much did you pay the defendant when you went to pick up the horse?
When I went to pick up the horse on...
Yes, in September.
When I actually picked her up in September,
How much did you pay her? Well, let me go back.
Okay.
Ms. Joint, how much was her monthly boarding fee?
$325.
Dude, that's so low. I mean, it's honestly so insulting when people choose to own horses and they can't even pay minimum amounts for board. I'm sorry, but $325 a month, I wish my board was $325, okay? Paying $325 a month for board is probably the cheapest board that you're ever going to find when you're boarding a horse, unless you're boarding in somebody's literal backyard. When people skip out on paying board that's already a really good price range, red flag. You should not own a horse if you can't afford to pay $325 a month for their board. That's insane.
Do you know how the horse was injured? It had a large hole in its chest.
I have no idea how the horse was injured. No one was there, no one saw it. It's impossible to know.
I'd like
Horses
to
unfortunately injure themselves quite regularly in their paddocks, and you don't know necessarily how they did it.
Yeah, I mean, that's totally true. And also, not only do horses injure themselves all the time, but it's also not their responsibility, not the boarding facility's responsibility if a horse gets hurt on their property. Because horses constantly hurt themselves. That's just what horses do when you turn them out. Any equestrian knows this. My horse has injured himself so many times in turnout just running and playing around and being stupid. Horses do that a lot. Every single boarding contract says that the owner of the facility is not liable or responsible for your animal's vet bills, so it wouldn't be the owner of the facility's responsibility anyway. It's the horse owner.
I don't board horses regularly. This was a one-off situation. She was a companion horse for my horse because another horse went away, so they didn't like being alone. But it's not a regular thing. It's kind of like a roommate situation.
Do you have a contract?
Yes.
I'd like to look at it.
Okay.
Your Honor,
What?
I met the defendant because she advertised a stall for rent, boarding stalls in Craigslist
How long did you keep your horse there?
from January 13, 2014 until
So it was there for a
September.
very long time, and
Yes.
clearly you were satisfied.
Yes.
Otherwise, you would have moved it.
It's always Craigslist, you guys. I'm telling you. Remember that video I made saying Craigslist horse people are crazy? Yeah. It's always Craigslist.
Right, everything was fine up until got hurt.
Okay. This is your contract. And this says that if the horse becomes injured, which the horse clearly was, that it's your responsibility to first try to contact the boarder.
Which I did desperately.
Just a second. That's fine. And the second thing that you do is if you can't contact her, she gives you permission to contact her vet,
Correct.
which you did.
Correct.
If the boarder's veterinarian is unavailable, the boarder authorizes the stable to call its veterinarian in an emergency, and that the boarder will be fully responsible for all veterinary charges so incurred.
Yeah, that's a very standard thing. That this is a very typical boarding contract. I mean, I signed something like this at every boarding facility I've boarded at, even my current boarding facility. This is very standard.
So you really had the responsibility to call a vet, but it's her responsibility to pay,
Right,
right?
absolutely.
Correct. So the part of your request for vet bills, she's not responsible for those pursuant to this contract. You are.
Right, Your Honor, but her boarding contract, she doesn't have a home occupational permit to run a
Just a
boarding
sec.
stable in Simi Valley, and that's required.
Then you should have fucking known that before you boarded there. She said she boarded there for like a year, so you have no room to bitch and whine now.
You kept the horse there for 9 months.
Right.
When did you have this epiphany that she wasn't allowed to do what she was doing? When did you have this epiphany? When you had a problem?
I needed.
What I'm telling you is you have a contract, and your contract says that you pay the vet bill. Right now, you owe her $325 because your horse was there in the month of September.
I
Has this
paid that.
happened? You paid it?
Yes, I did.
Great. How much did you pay her?
I paid $325. I sent it to her through bill pay.
Is that correct?
It was cancelled. I have an email from my bank saying it was cancelled.
I'd
I
like-
canceled it, Your Honor, after.
So you owe her $325
No, I paid that. She gave me a billing, Your Honor, when I came. She
to
never
pick up
did.
the horse. She said to you, "You're not getting the horse unless you give me so much money."
Right, and she added on erroneous
Just a
charges
second.
and add-ons.
Just a second. How much money did you give her?
I gave her $1,584.
Okay. Now we come back to you. What is $1,584 for?
Oh my god, this is so insane, honestly. This woman is a total fucking nut job for even taking this other chick to court. She sent her money and then fucking canceled the transaction. How shady could you be, bro?
I have a line item billing of everything that I did for the horse, being that I had understood the horse was abandoned for the last 2
Well,
months.
I don't care what you understand, actually. I don't care what you understand. 7 days is not abandoned.
She had not been to see that horse for months.
That's not true.
That's actually impossible because she told me that a month prior or 2 months prior, she had a conversation with you that she was moving the horse.
I believe it was a text exchange.
I don't care if it was
Exchange.
text or by smoke signals.
She had not been to the facility to see her horse.
Listen to me. It doesn't matter. So far, she owes you $325 for boarding for the month of September.
I'd be happy to show you the billing with the receipts that I have.
Take a look. She paid you in August.
I apologize, it's
Just a s-
complicated because we had
Just a second. No way. No way. So Baloney. Take it back. She owes you $325 because the horse hadn't been there the whole month of September. According to this, twice a month.
She also paid hay in addition to the board.
I understand that.
And I fed her horse and I gave it medical care, which it was essential, or the horse could have got an infection and been very sick.
Okay, now I think that this bitch is kind of reaching a little bit. Like, yes, she owes you money for board, she owes you money for vet bills, but should she really owe you money for you giving her horse medical care and stuff? I mean, you did take on the responsibility to run a facility. It's pretty standard. A lot of people can't make it out to see their horses every day, that you would have a barn manager or a ranch hand that could give horses their supplements, just like their morning and evening grains, etc. So I think it's kind of ridiculous that she's saying that she needs to be paid for giving the horse vet care. I think that's kind of stupid because you did take on the responsibility to have a boarding facility and take care of other people's horses. So she doesn't owe you money for that.
Let me tell you what you were required to do pursuant to your contract. You were required to get a vet.
I did. I called the vet and
No, I read your answer.
I spoke to the vet.
I read your answer.
And he gave me his recommendation.
I read your answer. You don't get paid for that. You personally, unless you paid it, just a second.
Horse
listen to me.
It's left at my property.
Listen to me
abandoned.
carefully. Unless the vet sent you a bill, you don't get paid for that.
How do you?
Did the vet send you the bill
I'm
for the
supposed to
I'm
feed the horse for
speaking.
free?
Just answer the question. Did the vet send you a bill for the conversation that you had with the vet to tell you how to fix the injury, this large gaping hole in the horse's chest that happened while it was under your care?
No.
Did the vet tell? The answer is no.
He gave me free
so
advice because he
1584
knew
less
I thought it was
325,
abandoned.
which is actually what she owed you, which she didn't pay, which is 162. So far, $1,261. Then you do have to feed your horse.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes. So how much does it cost for the horse's food for the 9 months that the horse was there?
It was $100 a month average for 6 bales of hay. For that's what my size horse consumes.
Bro, this is so embarrassing. Why would you go on Judge Judy to be fucking humiliated in front of millions of people to look like an idiot? This is so embarrassing. This whole case just makes horse people look fucking crazy. I promise you we're not all this bad. Like, this is so insane.
Over the 9-month period, what did you pay
I paid
for food?
on average of $120 a month.
Well, now it's from 100 to 120. Why don't we think again? How much did you pay for the horse's food for the 9 months that the horse was there?
$120 a month was for the hay.
Fine, less 120.
No, I paid that though. I paid that. She would give me.
In
She
September?
would tell me the amount.
Just a second. In September?
That's in her billing.
Just a second. What
That's
billing?
in her billing that she gave to me.
Oh, I'm deducting certain figures. I'm deducting from what you gave her, $1,584. I'm deducting what you owe her,
Right.
$325 for the boarding for the month of September.
Right.
You owe her $120 for food. I'm deducting that from the money that you gave her. This is your lawsuit.
$60, Your Honor, because it would have been half the month.
So far, $1,141 is what you're entitled to back from what she gave you, because you're not getting paid for the vet, for you acting like a vet on a horse that was injured on your watch. Food and her monthly boarding for September. What else does she owe you?
Grain, because I had to start feeding the horse because it was losing weight. It was in
Grain.
stress.
Just a second. In the 9 months that you had the horse there, other than September, did you ever feed the horse and bill her for grain? The answer is either yes.
She brought the grain.
Okay, just a recap for everyone who maybe is not following this closely. Basically what happened is the barn owner charged her a fee to remove the horse from the property, saying you can't take your horse with you until you pay me back all of this money. Apparently, I guess she paid the vet, and then she paid the barn owner for the care of the horse, for giving the horse medications and stuff. You know, to be honest, I wouldn't sue a barn owner over this. I would honestly be like, oh yeah, of course I owe you that money, thank you so much. Even if you really don't owe them, if it's not in a contract, you know, I just genuinely believe that it's the right thing to do if somebody is assisting your animal.
Up until around July timeframe. June, July, I started feeding the horse because she was no longer bringing food to
Just a
her.
second.
Food?
I'm giving you hay. That's in your deal.
I just personally feel like women like this plaintiff should not own a horse. I mean, if you're going to be a flaky horse owner and not give a shit about your horse at all, you just don't deserve one.
And I gave you for the whole month, not just half of it. What I asked you was, had you ever previously billed her for grain?
Before July, no, because she brought her
Okay,
own.
1141. What else?
The medical care. I flushed that wound 3 times a day.
1141. That's what you're entitled to, not $4,803. 1141. That takes off the food for the horse and the $325 that you owe her.
Okay.
It actually says in my contract that I'm entitled to bill for medical care I provide the horse if I have to.
No. Now, it says that you are required to provide veterinary care.
I gave the
by
horse
a
veterinary care.
Yeah, so there's a huge difference. You know, this is kind of her fault because she didn't put in her contract that if she provides your horse with vet care that you would have to pay her for that, which is kind of her fault because in her contract, apparently it states that she would provide the horse veterinary care if the owner pays for the vet to come out and, you know, do vet work on the horse. So that's really her fault for messing that up in the contract because she basically says that she will aid their horse for free. I mean, honestly, I can't really blame this woman. She doesn't seem like she's a professional boarding facility owner. And I do feel bad for this barn owner, and I do feel like she is entitled to what she charged this lady for being a bad owner. But at the same time, this isn't about how I feel, it's about the law. And I mean, the law clearly says that she can't charge for something that she essentially offered to do for free. It's a shit situation, but this is why a lot of boarding facilities don't charge $325. They charge an arm and a leg for you to keep your horse there every month. And it's because they're trying to avoid people like this plaintiff who would likely flake out on paying their board.
Under veterinary advice.
Are you a licensed veterinary doctor?
No, but my witness is a vet tech, and I went under her advice and the doctor's advice
Good.
on how
You don't
to
get
treat
paid
the
for
wound.
that. 1141. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done.
I'm not trying to shit on vet techs out there. That's what my undergrad is vet technology. And I think they're great, but at the end of the day, a vet tech is not qualified to diagnose an animal or give you any care instructions or advice. So by her bringing a vet tech in, it doesn't really add any credibility. I mean, I do think she should have been paid for assisting the horse with vet care. At the end of the day, she's not a professional barn owner, and this was, you know, just something she shouldn't do again. She shouldn't allow somebody else to board there because now she's got a taste for what flaky people are like. If I were her, I would have brought the actual veterinarian that this bitch flaked out on paying for 9 months. I mean, it kind of sucks that the plaintiff got any money back at all. If I was Judge Judy, I mean, I understand she has to look at this from a legal perspective, and legally the barn owner was not entitled to charge this lady an extra $1,000 just to remove her horse from her facility because it was 7 days over the first. This is just why I would never own a boarding facility. I've seen way too many people who are like this plaintiff, and yeah. This is why I would never own a boarding facility. Okay guys, that's all I am going to do for today's Judge Judy reaction video. If you want me to make more videos reacting to Judge Judy horse cases, definitely let me know down below. I'm down, I'm game, I love Judge Judy horse cases. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much again to Established Titles for sponsoring this video. As always, that link is down below. Again, check them out. I love them. Thank you guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.